and then I'll start admitting people if that's okay.
Yeah, yeah, bring them on in.
Good morning, everyone. It's one of those mornings. Good morning, Sophia. Dawn, I'm so excited for this training. Every time you train, I come away with so many notes and what to do. So
Yeah, so get ready to take a lot of notes on this one. I'm going to try to get through everything, and I will shoot you my presentation afterwards so that you can get it out in case anybody wants it.
that'll be awesome. Yeah, if anyone, make sure you RSVP'd on the Eventbrite link. So we'll have your email address and we'll be able to send you anything afterwards. Just letting a few more people in. But I guess we could just jump right into it. I was saying, I was so excited for this training. Dawn Lawrence she's crazy good. She's super good at real estate. She was a brand new agent just a few years ago. And if I had the work ethic like her 1%, like I know I would be at the top. So her work ethic is through the roof. She's an icon agent just after being a realtor for a few years. She's over there in the Dallas area. She did start an Elevated Realty Group. And
Mhm.
what is that focused more on luxury or just kind of all around?
So it's just all around, and how that came about really quick was I was trying to figure out a team name, although I only have my son on my team. And last year, because of all of the extra stuff I do for my clients, I had one client say, Dawn, I've bought and sold so many homes, but you have elevated my experience. And that right there was like, that is the name of my group now. So that's where it
I
came
really
from.
like that. That's really good marketing. And then, yeah, you're just a badass in general. So
No,
I
thank you.
always thought I was like, I want to be like Dawn. So I get so
Um,
many different ideas from you. So thank you for doing this training. And yeah, we could just jump right into it.
Yeah, so just really quick, I was a almost 30-year engineer and COVID happened. I traveled the world and could no longer travel. So I was like, you know what? I've bought and sold many homes and I've always wanted to get in real estate and something just put it off. But COVID made me jump in and I got to retire almost 2 years ago now from my almost 30-year engineering career. So it's been such a fabulous ride. I started out, and I still do cold calling. I cold call a couple hours every single day. But 2 years ago now, I was like, the market's changed and I have to add on. So by adding on, I got into a coaching group that really focuses on using your sphere, client events, just everything else I was not doing. Hey, Jeff. Um, so that's when my business changed, and it changed so much more for the better. So I still cold call 2 hours a day, but I've added on these other layers which we'll go through really quick. Get a pen and paper out. I promise you're gonna get a couple of golden nuggets. And like I was telling Sydney, that I will share my presentation um, after this call because there's even more information in here, and hopefully we get to everything. I'm going to share my screen now. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Is it big enough?
Yeah, it's big enough.
Okay. Let me see if, okay. All right. So this is leveraging your sphere to get referrals. And I'm going to talk about events and other little fun things that you can do to actually include your sphere and get those referrals from them. Here's some contact information, but you'll have it at the end as well. So a couple of stats. 64% of top performers business comes from repeat and referral business. I'm getting to that point where I'm getting more and more referrals and I don't have to work as hard, thank God, because I work very hard. 82% of people use the realtor that they already know, basically the realtors that's in their sphere and that keeps in touch with them. So one of the things I've learned is if my past clients, my neighbors, my friends and family are Googling who a painter is, I've dropped the ball on them. So I've learned to stay in touch with them and provide information. And that information includes who's what painter, who has a carpet cleaner, anything that they may need that is real estate related. And we'll talk about that a little bit more. So those are just a couple of stats. So who does not belong in your sphere of influence? Basically, people who don't know you. You don't want to just add people without getting to know them first. And that includes your farm area. For me, it's my neighborhood and the area right outside my neighborhood. That is the $1 million+ homes. Because I do cold call, I have tons of leads and they don't get added to my sphere until they deserve it. And basically, like I just said, they can end up in your sphere just by nurturing them. And we'll go through a couple of things a little bit later on how to nurture them. Now, who does belong in your sphere? I keep it small. I focus on my top 100. So only have your sphere of influence and those people that you stay in touch with constantly, between 50 to 150. If you get more than that, you are doing yourself a disservice and them a disservice because you can't focus on so many people. And who is that? It's basically everyone that you know, and more importantly, that knows you, including past clients, friends, families, vendors, personal contacts. That includes, like my dentist is, we do, every time I go in to get a cleaning, we do a video and she gives a discount to anybody who goes and says, hey, Dawn referred me. So I use anybody and everybody. One of the other big things that I use are my grandkids are sports kids. So at their sporting events, their games, I always wear my realtor stuff, my Elevated Realty or Dawn Lawrence Realtor gear, my a baseball cap, something, so that everybody knows who I am. And once I get a list, and if you haven't already created your top 100 list, absolutely do it and then categorize them. Now, how do you categorize them? This is just what I do. And there's so many different ways to do it. So I categorize my sphere, which are my past clients, people who have referred me, my friends, my family, my dentist, and my doctors, etc. I categorize them by my A+ or my VIP, and these are my super refers. These are people that have referred me in the last year, that have done business with me, and that I stay in touch with, and they stay in touch with me as well. You know, maybe through social media or, you know, whatever, however they stay in touch with me. I have my A, and I have a list of all of these clients on a spreadsheet, and I literally categorize them by A+, A, B, and C. So my A clients or my A sphere are my past refers, and at least once in the last 5 years, they referred me. And they are past clients that may or may not occasionally reach out or, you know, say something to me on social media. My B, maybe they haven't referred me, but they, you know, keep in touch. I see that they're opening my emails and they just probably need to be trained a little bit more to refer me. My C sphere are the people who know me. They may or may not open my emails, but they probably need a little bit more training to remember to refer me to their friends and family who they know are looking to buy or sell. I also include, so that's my sphere, but I also have a special list for my vendors and professional partners, those painters that I refer. I have HVAC people that we stay in touch, and every time it's that time of year to tune up your HVAC, I reach out to them and ask for a discount fee to send out to my entire sphere. Hey, I'm doing this for you. So Mr. HVAC guy, please keep me in mind and refer me out as well. So those are the types of people that and how I categorize my sphere. And again, if you haven't already, create your top 100 list. That's going to be your most important thing. And then go through each one of those, friend them on social media, do all the different things, and we'll talk about that a little bit more too. Okay, so here's where we're going to talk about everything I just said we're going to talk about. How do you add to your sphere of influence? Everyone you meet, everyone who is in your world, ask questions. People like to be talked to. You know, it's a lonely world out here, and just simple things like, hey, I love those shoes that you have on. Where'd you get them? Or your dog is just so dang on cute. What's her name? Asking simple questions like that, it helps to engage and build relationships. And once you know, have that first engagement, friend them on social media. I have also created Facebook groups for different types of things. Like I live in the Colony, Texas, so I have a Facebook group called Living in the Colony, and you have to live in the colony to be part of this group. And I ask specific questions to make sure that you're actually living in the colony. I also created I'm over the age of 50. I created a Facebook group called High Heels and Hot Flashes for ladies that are of a certain age. And I have gotten so many thousands of women in this group. And I haven't done a great job at engaging in it lately, but I try to engage in it every single day. So when you create those groups, the thing is to engage every single day and find new people to invite to that group. As you find people to invite to that group, find ways to reach out specifically to them. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as well in a few minutes. When you get their contact information, like when they sign up for your group, your Facebook group, or you friend them on social media, or you actually just ask them for their phone number and email, don't spam them. Don't put them on a drip campaign. Here at EXP, we do have KV Core, and I disabled my drip campaign for now because it was sending out drips. And I found out that more people were disconnecting from my email campaigns than so I decided to do it a different way, and I use Flowdesk now, which is that sends out my weekly emails, and I can track who opens my emails, how many people are seeing, how many people just, if I do a video in there, how many people clicked on the video, just the different things. So don't spam the people that you are just meeting because they'll disconnect from you completely. Two of the big things that I have started to do this year, and they have been a huge success, is I started a ladies' night for my farm area. It started out with 12 women. Then it went to 40 women, and now we're up to almost 70 women. So I have to do it at a different place than just my house. And also, like I said, my grandkids are on sporting teams. I always wear, again, my realtor hat or t-shirt or something. So what I started to do here is I don't come off salesy. What I've started to do for the kids sports team is I put together at the beginning of the season a small bag, and in it is a water bottle with my logo on it, and that's the only thing that is branded in there. I do snacks, I do the water bottle, I do a little string backpack, just different things to put into the bag to give out to everybody on the team. For the ladies' night, the only branded thing I do is a takeaway. Thank you for coming is a candle with my logo on it. I do the new pretty or the cool little lighters, electric lighters. And that's what they go home with. Every month I do something a little bit different. And for my ladies, neighborhood ladies night, it is every month or every 6 weeks now. Again, the string backpacks, here's the list of the different things that I do um, for this, the kids sports team. And then, I've done an etched wine glass for the ladies, and I had little wine tags, that you put on the stem of the wine glass with my logo put on that. So I've done that. And again, I always wear a t-shirt and a hat that says I'm a realtor. That way I don't even have to, that's my advertisement all by itself. I don't have to come off as salesy. Okay. So relationships that you had that you lost. I was really bad the first couple of years at keeping in touch with my past clients. Literally, I didn't do it at all. So I learned that I absolutely had to rekindle, and it's okay because it's not as bad as you think, because time flies for everyone. And truthfully, your past clients in your sphere had really no expectations anyways. But we can change the past, and instead of tripping over it, just admit that you made a mistake by not keeping in touch. And that is as simple as saying, "Hey, John, it's been forever. How are you? Hey, today is my admin day, and I'm trying to clean up my invite list for my client event this year, which is my Christmas event that's coming up, and would love to invite you. But I notice I don't have your information. What's the best email for you so I can make sure that you get my invite?" Simple as that. You admitted that you were wrong. It's been forever. And then you just let them know what you're contacting them for, but you also ask how they're doing. You can ask a personal question if you know about, you know, how are your kids doing? I saw that Eli was playing football now. How does he like it? Whatever, however you need to reconnect with them, just do it. Then while you have them, um, ask them the question, "Hey, I have a buyer looking in, ABC County or Collin County, whatever county you're in. And we've seen everything on the MLS aside from building something. So I'm out of options and I'm desperate. You don't know anyone who might be thinking of selling their home, do you?" Basically, that's just putting in their ear that you're a realtor. And this doesn't necessarily have to be a real buyer. Um, I am very analytical. When I first got into real estate, I was like, wait a minute, but I don't have a buyer. But I've learned that it's okay. We have buyers out here. And if somebody's thinking of selling, we're going to have new buyers for that house. So it doesn't necessarily have to be that you really have a buyer. It's just asking a question to plug into their ear to remind them that you're actually a realtor again. Um, Once you rekindle, stay in touch, add them onto your sphere, your top 100 list. And again, that list could be 50 to 150. Try to keep it under 200s. That way you can really focus on your sphere. And how many touches a year should you have for your sphere? About 100 touches a year. That seems like a lot, but once you start to do all of the different things, it's so easy to stay in touch with them. And it's so easy to have those 100 touches a year. I send out a weekly email to it's my entire database, but also my sphere is included in that. And it's not an email that says, "Hey, I'm a realtor. If you know somebody thinking of buying or selling, let me know." It is something of value, like what is happening with the Fed fund, the finance part of real estate. What is happening with mortgage rates? What is happening in your market? I have an email that just says, "Hey, multi-generational homes are coming back in style," or they're really back, they're really in style now. And here's what a multi-generational house looks like. And it's just to give them information that they wouldn't have otherwise, and reminding them that I am a realtor without asking them for something. I'm just providing something of value to them. Um, I, I text, I send a text, I send it more than 2 times a year when we have big things to, in the, like when interest rates just came down from 7% to the low sixes. I sent a text out to everyone in my sphere saying, hey, this is what just happened, and this is what it may mean if you are a buyer. Interest rates coming down, um, the more buyers are coming out of the woodwork, which creates competition for you if you're thinking of buying. So don't wait to buy. So I send just whenever something big happens in our real estate world is when I send out text. My pop-bys, I, depending on where they are at in my database, is dependent upon how many pop-bys they get, or if they even get one. My direct mail, I have a magazine that goes out every other month. And so it depends on where they're at in my database, if they're A, B, or C, if they get a magazine, but everybody in A plus A and B do get a magazine, but I also send out postcards once a month to everybody, all 150 people that are in my database and the 300 people that are in my farm area. Sometimes, it's time to change your fire detector batteries or change the filters or clean your air vents. I send a text out to my entire sphere to remind them to do that. So all of these different touches throughout the year is so easy to get to 100 touches a year. You're inviting them to your client events, if it makes sense. Also, what I do is those people that are like on my grandson's teams, or I've met them through my groups, I will invite them to my client events just to give them a taste. And here's kind of what I just say to them. This is technically for my clients, but I think this might be fun. So I wanted to see if you and your family wanted to come out to my Christmas party where we will have Santa, pictures with Santa. We're gonna have a horse-drawn carriage ride. And different, we're gonna have carolers and different things for the family. So if they say yes, I send out a lead magnet. And if you don't know how to do that, reach out and I can attempt to show you how to do it. I use Flowdesk again for my lead magnets and have them opt in and provide all of their information, including their phone number and email. And now they're in your database. Now you have information. With my community newsletter that I do once a month, that again, all of these people in my database will get, all of these people in my sphere of influence database will get, could also get that. And one of the biggest things that we have now is, especially here at EXP, and even if you're not with EXP, you can remind them that you are part of a nationwide realtor. You have realtors nationwide. Basically, I can help connect them to a realtor anywhere. And I've been doing that. And this year, right now I'm working on 8 referrals that have come to me. And I have referred out 4 different transactions in other states. So because people move all the time. Now, here's a pro tip. I do this every single day. On my social media, I find 10 people that I have not talked to, or 10 people that I have recently connected with. And I go into their DMs. Well, first of all, I find something to like that they recently shared, and I just like it. And then I go into their DM, and if it's something like they got a new puppy, I'll say, what a cute puppy. What did you end up naming it? In their DM, and just try to have a back and forth conversation with them. But the key is to like something they posted and then go into their DM, and that helps the algorithms of social media to put them in front of all the stuff you post. So you're going to be posting about your real estate business, hopefully. And so now they get to see that you're a realtor and it's always in front of them. So 10 people every single day. It used to be 5. We have to work much harder now. And here's a smart way to do it is to find 10 people every day. The other thing I do is I have a video that I created in BombBomb, and my social media person goes in to everybody whose birthday is tomorrow. He sends them this video in their DM, and basically it says, hey, I know it's early, and I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss out on saying happy birthday to you early. My day gets away from me. So I hope tomorrow you have an amazing day. Simple as that. I just he posts that for me, and I get so many responses in the DM. And then I just quickly have a conversation back and forth. Again, that helps the algorithm to put them in front of me on social media. So they get to see all of my social media posts. Here I have my job is to lead generate, and I try to provide value every step of the way without being salesy and without begging for, hey, if you have a buyer or seller, have them contact me. I just try to stay top of mind for everybody in my social media. And if you go to look on my social media, people don't like or comment all the time, but I have analytics running, and it is amazing how many people are actually clicking on my stuff and looking at it, but they're not liking. So they're people, I'm staying in front of people, whether it looks like I am or not. Okay, so how to rekindle and stay in touch. Here are a couple of emails. Take a picture of this, and again, I'll send this to Sydney. These are just a couple of quick emails or text messages that I send out periodically to different people to reconnect, rekindle, and to remind them that I am a referral partner, and I love the referrals. Every single time I do it, it feels a little awkward. But if you look here, my little black box, the worst that could happen is they ignore you. Oh, well. And the best that could happen is that they give me a great referral. And of course, nothing happens if you do nothing. Here you're training them to send you the referrals. So again, if you didn't take a picture of this, I'm getting ready to change the screen, take a picture, or you will get this whole presentation from Sydney. Okay, I'm changing. Okay. And again, those emails or text messages that we just had are asking for referrals. Other ways to ask for referrals are if they're a business owner, support their business. Post it on your social media pages, like their stuff. Again, let them know that you have agents nationwide and that you can connect them. I recently had a friend say, hey, my uncle is moving to the Atlanta area. Do you know anybody out there? So what I did is I found an agent in my referral network, and I interviewed that agent and asked them specific questions. And I then connected that agent with her uncle. And I got paid a pretty penny because, it was several $1,000s off of that referral. It was so easy to do. Again, support their business. When you have clients or neighborhood events, make sure you have your clients, your neighbors, bring a friend. That is how my ladies' night grew from 11 women to, we're up to 70 now. It's because everybody kept bringing friends. Also at the closing table, I asked them at the closing table, okay, if you have enjoyed the experience you've had with me as your realtor, can you give me a couple of names of people who might be looking to buy or sell a home in the next year? Everybody knows somebody. And then again, ask them 30, 60, 90 days after closing. And then ask them, so when I do pop-bys, when they close on a home, when they just listed their home, I ask them to tag me on social media. And what I do is people who comment on the different things, I go in into that person's social media page and I find a reason to comment on their social media and then also comment in their DM. So somebody I don't know is just a random person and I find a way to engage with those people. So the people who actually have referred me, and Sydney, let me know if I am okay on time.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Okay, okay. People who have referred somebody to me, I thank them. If it's other agents, I started doing um it's a little thank you gift. I forgot what it's called, but I'll have to look at the name. Um, I send them a thank you gift. And if it's a past client, I do something as simple as a $5 Starbucks gift card. If it's just they referred them. Now, if we close, I send them something much bigger after closing. I always send a handwritten thank you note as well. Um, because people love to open and I mail it. People love to, everything is so systemized now. And when somebody sees a handwritten out address, they're quick to open that. They won't necessarily throw it away as quickly. So I always send a handwritten thank you note for literally everything. Somebody, if I just met them, if it's a listing appointment I just left, I always send a handwritten thank you note. But if they just referred me, I really make sure to send this note with the $5 gift card, Starbucks gift card in it. Make sure they're added to my pop-bys that I do for my A plus, my A's, because now they've referred somebody and now they get to move up in my categorization of my sphere. If we end up actually working with the person they referred, I keep them in the loop. Hey Jan, we just showed your friend Caitlin several homes today. I just wanted to thank you again for the referral. Hopefully we'll be under contract soon. Or, hey, Jan, we just went under contract. Thank you so much for this referral. So I keep them in the loop and thank them every single time. So they remember that I'm very grateful and they're more likely to refer me again in the future. Okay. So here's how I stay in touch with my sphere. Take a picture of this. You don't necessarily have to do this extensive thing this way. And as your business grows, so will the way you stay in touch with people. I, over the last year is when my budget went up. So I'm able to do more and more. And one of the biggest things I've learned is that I have stopped running 100% revenue business and I invest in my business now and I invest a significant amount of money into my business. My price point went from an average for my first year about $250,000. My price point has gone way up just by my growth and staying in touch with my sphere. And I'm not going to go through all of these, but my biggest group of people, which is the number one, the A plus, which are my big referrers. I stay in touch with them constantly. And here are the different things I do. I do an annual CMA, and what I do is a box. It's a pretty pink box, as you see, my color is pink. With and it's really decked out. I put a home equity report in it, and I call it a home equity report because I'm in a coaching program. It makes it about them, and I have a letter in it that says, hey, you may have X amount of equity in your home, and here are the different ways to use the equity. And one of them is, of course, pay off medical bills, pay off your credit cards, your education, or let's use that equity to create more money for you by buying an investment property. So that's all in my box with a bunch of other stuff. I do 4 pop-bys a year. This year, I'm getting ready to do a boo basket, which is a big pumpkin with simple stuff in it. Walmart and Target have a cake mix that is Halloween, focused on Halloween. So it's a box of cake, simple box of cake mix with the frosting. And I have several little things to do with Halloween in it. I also include um, my magazine in it. I have my fall maintenance, home maintenance, postcard in it. And if they have kids, I have little Halloween toys in there, and it's just a bunch of different stuff. Something simple. It may, for one pop by, this may have cost me $7, $8 for one. So, and I have 26 to drop off. Um, well, my son is gonna drop them off for me. They are on my monthly postcard mailing list. They get invited to each one of my quarterly client events. And my house, they get the house anniversary gift as well as holiday cards, and they're on my birthday gifts, mail out. Right now I use Mailbox Power, and it just automatically sends out a birthday gift to them. So these are the different, depending on where they're at, is depending on what they get. Now, don't freak out by these numbers, because I use people, I utilize people to help me pay for these. So I have found the biggest obstacle is the expense. And I had to learn to stop running business on 100% profit and invest in my business. So here's ways how to minimize the cost for staying in touch and having events. The number one thing you have to do is determine the market budget and what I can do consistently. I have everything on basically set up to where it's systematized, and everything just happens now. Thank goodness. I get a co-sponsor, my title company lender. I have an inspector that I work with. I have a moving company that has no problem helping me out. Stagers. I mean, the list goes on the people that you can team up with and help co-sponsor all of these different things, as well as your events. One of the biggest things that I did this year that was phenomenal for me is I have banded together with other agents. So I just recently had a movie theater event, and I worked with 4 other agents, and we had several sponsors, and a $5,000 event cost each one of us 4 agents $58. That is because we leaned in on everybody else to help get this paid for, and they got their name highlighted. They got to pass out their little gifts, koozies, ink pens, whatever it was that was handed out to over 200 of our clients. And the best part of it is, I've only been an agent for in January, it'll be 4 years now. And I've grown, but at this event, I had like 70 of my past clients in Sphere come, but they thought all of these over 200 people were my past clients. And of course I didn't correct them, let them think what they want to think. But that was some of the great things that we did is at Christmas party. You heard me say that we're having a horse-drawn carriage where we're having Santa Claus. We have some carolers. We have a bunch of, we're having a hot chocolate bar, crafts to do at our Christmas event. And literally, it's not costing us a dime to do this because everybody wants to be involved with this. And our clients don't have to pay for this. There are 5 of us that are working together to do this, and we all have to bring in a couple of sponsors to help pay for it. So here are just a couple of events and, you know, eh, different things that you can do for large events. Try to do 4 times a year. Everyone in my sphere of influence, my past clients, everybody is invited and is typically free for clients. Now, the bad thing about these large events is that it's not a lot of one-on-one time and can be a lot of money. And that's why I really focus on getting sponsors for every one of these different. Here's some examples of different part events you could have. Smaller events, I love having these, like the neighborhood ladies night. It's grown a lot. And so I am going to refocus that to bring it back down to something that is very manageable to make it a small event. Um, girls' night out. We recently did one. We took a hike nearby, and last Christmas we did a gift exchange, and it was 12 of us who did the gift exchange. So it was very easy to do. Again, for the small events, I always invite my title rep to come because they help pay for this as well, even though it's at my house. Real estate events, home buyer workshops. If you're not doing these, you're missing out. Do these. Team up with somebody. If you have never done these, if you're afraid to do it, team up with other realtors that have done it and lean in on them so that you learn how to do it and you get to be more confident. Vendor events as well. You can do for this is really good for business to business. You can do workshops on how to create lead magnets, how to utilize social media, do headshot day. One of the biggest things that I'm leaning in on now is Google My Business. And I've learned so many things on Google My Business and YouTube that I am going to start training other businesses around my neighborhood how to utilize Google My Business and YouTube so that they can grow their business as well. Again, these are ways to minimize your costs and just a couple of ideas on events that you could have. Okay, we only have a couple more to go. Okay, that is a duplicate slide. That is another duplicate slide. Okay, these are all duplicate slides. I don't know how that happened. So I guess we're done now. Here is this goes to my website. You can see what my website looks like, and it's a brand new website. I launched Elevated Realty Group late last year, and I've really dove into it this year. My branding is, everybody knows me here. I wear pink everywhere. And it just kind of happens. I explained to you how my Elevated Realty Group came about. One of my clients pretty much named me, and I've really focused on creating an elevated experience for my clients, my sphere, and my past clients by doing all of the things we just talked about. And I guess we have plenty of time for questions now. Sydney,
Awesome. Thank you. Um, I guess I did have a question. I know you touched on this, and I know I probably just missed it, but my big thing too, I love Flowdesk. But so what do you exactly put in there to send out to people besides, or do you just do like neighborhood events going on or?
Sure. Let me see if I can share. Can you see my screen right now? My new screen in
Yeah.
Flowdesk? You can see Flowdesk?
Yes.
Okay. These are the different, ironically, I just had these up. So these are some of the different things I have as lead magnets. This is the one I just did. Grab your free home equity report. And remember, equity report, it makes it seem it's about them, how much equity they have in their home and different ways they can use their equity. So this is how I capture leads this way. I did this one here a couple weeks ago. I had 11 opt-ins and just off posting it one time. And so I'm going to post it again this week. So I had 11 people that I captured their information, and now I get to stay in touch with them and nurture them so that they can make it up into my sphere of influence. Home buyer guide. I have this on my Instagram as one of my, I'm not sure what they're called, but you can click on one of the little circles on my Instagram to grab your free buyer's guide and I can collect. This is my newest one that I just did and I haven't posted this one yet. Um, NFL schedule, I only had one opt-in for that, but that's okay. So these are some of the different things I do here for lead magnets. Now, emails, let me see here. Emails, I'm constantly doing different things. This is one here, my newsletter that I sent out October 2nd. So let me show you some of these analytics. That I sent it to 1,800, over 1,800 people. There were over 1,800 delivered. There were 221 people that actually opened this email, which in KV Core, I might have been getting, I don't know, half that, if that, opens. And I also got 11 people or 6 people to click on the video that I created in there. So the engagement has definitely gone up. What I did find is for some reason, my elevatedrealtygroup.net email is going to a lot of people's spam. So I have somebody working on fixing that so that more people, it won't go into their spam. It will actually go into their inbox. So I have, for this email, I had a 12% open rate, which is okay. And this is how I found out so many were going into my spam. And hopefully, one of the emails that we just sent out the other day had a 27% open rate. So it was a much better. So yeah, these are the different things I send out, the lead magnets and different types of emails.
No, that's really good. And the analytics is really good with it too.
Yeah, yeah,
High click rate for that many people.
yeah. Uh-huh. Any other questions?
I will throw in there too. I was just talking to Amanda about this, about my personal business as well. Is like I'll do pop buys here and there with past clients, but it was always so hard for me just to ask them, like, hey, like just to refer me out basically. But you just made it look so easy and just like nothing to worry about. So
Yeah,
thank you for
yeah.
that.
And the big thing is consistency. If you're just gonna do it occasionally, don't waste your time and don't waste your money. You have to do it consistently. Put them on. So every single person in my database for my sphere, I am consistent with these different things. They're on an automatic month quarter, every other month magazine. They're on an automatic monthly postcard. Um, they're on automatic birthday gifts. So everything is, I have everything that I can automatically send out done. So I don't even have to think about it. So it's consistency. The harder things are the pop buys because I have to take the time and I've hired somebody to actually deliver the pop buys for me. And what we started to do is as we're dropping it off is taking a little video and he sends it to me so I can then text it to them and say, hey, we just did a little pop by for you. Check your front door. Simple.
Yeah, I like that. I do see Teddy also put in there that he missed the list of 100. What is that?
Oh, 100, the 100 people, um, right here. Everyone that you know, your past clients, your friends, you want to keep your sphere, the people that you're going to consistently stay in touch with, smaller, between 50 to 150. And this is your top, basically create your top 100 list and go through that and see who you can put in your sphere if you don't already have it. And then here's how to add them to your sphere, those top 100. And you're gonna start off small. You're gonna start off with, 15 or 20, but this is how you create, how you add to it. Did that answer his question?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Oh, there's more. Okay. Any other questions? I know you guys have to have questions. Don't be afraid to ask. Or if you need clarity on anything.
Definitely a
Either
lot
the
of great
presentation was
information.
really good or people just don't want to ask.
No, it was all really good.
And I'll get you this presentation as soon as we hang up here, Sydney. And if anybody wants it, or if if you want me just to send it out, you guys feel free to get in touch with me and ask me for it. Whatever's easiest. But there's tons of great information in here. And if you just slowly go through it and you may have questions once you read through it again, feel free to reach out. The best way is do not call me. The best way to contact me is through text because I am stick to my schedule. Most people know me that I am schedule driven, and luckily at 10 o'clock, I ended my cold calling session and was able to jump on this call. So the best way to get in touch with me is to either go to my website, which here is at the end, and ask for the information, or just text me. Are there more questions coming in? Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, but make sure everyone RSVP'd so we have your email address and we'll be able to send this out to you, or same thing, reach out to Dawn. Thank you so much, Dawn, for doing this. Really appreciate it. Learned so much, like always. So
You are so welcome. And thanks for allowing me to do it. It made me put this together, and I found one thing that I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing this anymore. And I plugged it right in, and now it's on an automatic send out.
awesome. Guys, everyone, every Tuesday, sorry, we host this at 10 a.m., same time, same link. Next week, it's going to be the amazing Teddy Spittle, and he's going to do ties in perfectly with this training. And it's about generating business from neighborhood groups in Facebook. Last year, he did just over 15 deals just from doing that. So definitely tune in for that. And
Mhm.
yeah, thank you so much again, Dawn. This was amazing.
You're welcome. And you know what? Just to put a plug in there, like literally the world lives on social media, and it feels nasty to be on social media. It feels yucky and feeling like you're begging for help, but it doesn't have to, it doesn't have to be yucky. It's so easy to do. Teddy will give you some great nuggets as well. So
Cool.
thank you so much for the opportunity.
No, thank you. Okay, everyone have a great day.
Thanks. Bye, Sydney.
Bye.